Hey, and I think we're live. Let's make sure my iPad isn't going to echo. Alrighty, I think we're good. Okay, everyone, please let me know if you can hear me okay. Let me know it's working. And then I will close that so I can see you all. Okay, I have chat up here and I have chat here. Where do I look? First of all, thank you all so much for joining me today for this special live. And, did I just get redirected? Oh, let me know if everyone is still good. Everyone is still here. I tried this new thing where I'm trying to get you back on my iPad. I tried a new thing today, and it may not have worked. Still okay? Okay, good. It was just my iPad sent me to after today's stream. It's going to redirect us to a video that's premiering, so at 7 p.m. here. It's in 1 hour. So we'll hopefully all get pushed to that. But it just pushed me to it just now. So already starting off on a good technicality, aren't we? Okay. Wow, this is really bright. I'm going to turn that down a little because it's like crazy. Well, I won't make you wait anymore. This is the special announcement. Oh, this is precarious. I'm taking bets to see if I'll drop this. Type 1 in chat if you think I'm going to drop it. Type 2 if you think I'm good. Just kidding. I have a special announcement. My subscription gouache boxes, my monthly gouache boxes are back on sale. They're back available. I'm really good at English today. They are ready to be ordered. We have lots of them ready to go. As soon as you order, they'll basically ship out, so you don't even have to wait for it this time, unlike last time where we did the pre-orders. This is only the first 8. There's 12 total, obviously, if you do the whole 12 months. And today I'm going to talk a little bit about the boxes, and I'm going to show you obviously I'll show you the supplies. And I'll also give you, I'll give you a sneak peek of some of the behind the scenes work. And these are the original art. These are the original paintings that went on the cover of the art boxes. So I'll show you a little bit of that. But I first just want to say hello to everyone. I see so many familiar faces in chat. Hi, everyone. A care box. Oh my god, it's so good to see you. Oh, I missed a lot of people saying hi. Oh my gosh, hello everyone. And yes, Craftamo is here in chat. If you have any questions, please do the little @ symbol at Craftamo. Like if you have technical questions, they can answer. But I will kind of tell you about the boxes. First of all, they went really well the first time. We were so happy and excited that a lot of people ordered, and the first box shipped out, I think it was late January. And within like a couple weeks, people had their boxes and they started posting their progress. Everyone was like painting it and then posting it online or posting it on my Patreon and like all over the place. And I was jumping up and down with excitement. Wolfie was like, "What? What's wrong?" But every time someone would post something and tag me, I was like, "Look what they did." It was really awesome. Just like it took a year or so for us to make these boxes and to like get it right. And seeing it out in the world and people actually using them and liking them and enjoying it and learning from them was like the best feeling. And it was like a gift to me. Every time I see someone post results from their practice and their tutorials, it is a gift. I know that's kind of corny, but I don't care. It's like when you work so hard on something, you want it to help people. And oh, hey Ashley, hey everyone, Linda, I see so many people, Lulu, Rebecca, Elaine, hi everyone. And the link to buy the boxes are in the description right now. We do have a limited number, but hopefully everyone here, everyone who's really excited, everyone who's been waiting for them will get to order one. So check that link out. You can either order monthly boxes, so you'll get one and you can try it out, or you can order 6 months at a time and then you save a little bit doing that, or you can order all 12 months and you save a lot doing that. And the first box is good because you get bonus items. So when you open it up, you have... The packaging was really fun to work on, by the way. The Craftamo team was awesome. Their design team was great. I would send them art and send them ideas and they would come up with something cool. And the final design is really fun. And, you know, it has all the info in there. And then even on the bottom of the boxes, there's like the concept art and the concept sketch that I used to make the art on it. I don't know if you guys noticed that when you got your boxes. So you get the large print, which you can hang up or you can just use it as inspiration or reference. You get paper, and you also get a couple free goodies, a couple bonus things. You get a little clear mixing tray, well, it's not painter's tape, it's washi tape, and a little spray bottle with my logo on it and Craftamo on there. And then you get the brushes. I'm trying to like hold it up and do it. You get paper for your cats to play with. I mean, let's be honest. The real value in these boxes is that it's the best cat toy in the world. I've had to hide mine in my like cabinet thing here from the cats. And you get gouache. So the first month we load you up with lots of things. Please don't mind the tape on my brush. I accidentally left my brush in water for a couple days, actually, more than once, and the paint cracked. But it's fine. It works. I've been using it for like a year still. It's fine. And then we have the primary colors. So the first box, you get everything you need to start. Even if it was your only box, you would hopefully start off on a good foot. But we also we give you a little card in there with the link to the tutorial. And so the majority of the value, I think, the effort, at least on my end, went towards the tutorial. And I like painstakingly made these tutorials. I re-recorded them multiple times. Wolfie, poor Wolfie, he was helping me along, like kind of watching them and making sure I did a good job, or like if I had to re-record something I said. And he would finish helping me edit one and I'd be like, I'm going to re-record it. And he's like, no. Anyways, that's a little behind the scenes info for you. I'm not a perfectionist, but I want it to be really, really good. So the tutorials to me is like the bulk of the project. And each month I try to build on the previous month. So this first month, I walk you through how to paint this beach scene. And this is the original art, by the way. I don't know if it'll show up in all its glory, but we go through everything step by step. I walk you through how I sketch it and then how I do a little color study and why I choose the colors I choose. And then we paint it in full with the materials provided. And then the next month, which is a whole new box, each month you get a new one, we dive into another subject, which let me back up for a second. The first set, the first box, the amount of people that posted their results within like a couple days and the incredible creativity, the variety of styles that I saw, it was like the biggest boost ever for me. I was so excited seeing all of that. And then of course every month it kept happening and it kept happening. So all of you who were excited and brave enough to share it with me, I really, really appreciate it. It is wonderful to see. But, you know, I understand if you don't want to share, if you're still in that like early learning phase, you have to do what's comfortable for you. But I get excited. And we have people like from every skill level. beginners to kind of like professionals. And so the box two, it's a simple grass scene, but anybody who has ever painted a very green landscape, and it can include trees, mountains, fields, whatever. It's tricky. Like, greens are actually really tricky, and layering was like kind of the focus as well. Actually, layering is the focus in all of the boxes. So we dove into greens, and I provided once again, you get the print and you get paper in each box. And then you get a huge brush and a tiny brush each month. I tried to give you a variety of brushes throughout the months. All of them I've been using for a couple years now, and I absolutely love them. And I thought it would be funny to do this because when you open it, it's like, oh, okay, they're like opposites. Anyway, the colors provided were a new yellow, because yellows do make a difference in how you mix, and 2 greens. So I talk about why you might want to use pre-mixed greens out of the tube or mix your own with a limited palette, because in the first box you don't get any green. You have to mix all the colors, and we talk about that obviously. So the second box was kind of like a departure from that, but it is still really tricky. And painting grass or painting many layers of grass is another side of it that's a little bit it has a learning curve to it. So with a scene like this, which is like one layer back here and then multiple layers going forward and getting more and more detail, it's like talking you through that. I think this is the one I had to re-record 3 times maybe, because yeah, okay, these are my original art pieces for this one. They're all slightly different, but also the same. And the reason was because the first time I used the wrong brushes, and I finished recording and I finished editing and everything was uploaded and ready, and I looked at my supply list and I was like, oh my god, these aren't the brushes in the boxes. And I was just like, what have I done? So I had to re-record again. And then I think I didn't love the results, or there was something weird about the second recording, so I re-recorded again. And now we have 3 paintings of grass. So there's that. Okay. So that's fun. My cats are gonna attack these if they find them. So then after that, we move into a subject I absolutely love, forests. And this one in particular is forest light. So here's the original art. This is what went on the box. Although it was kind of interesting how the artwork became very saturated and even more stylized than what I usually do. So like this turned into this, so like a lot more blue and pink, but I loved that idea. So this sort of became a way of talking about how to stylize colors as well as how to make them realistic. So in the tutorial, I make this and I walk you through that, and so many people messaged me with their results from this one and said they had some kind of breakthrough, especially with the light coming through, creating that sense of like late daylight pouring through the forest. And I have to admit, my first paintings way back in the day, forest scenes were the ones that I also had breakthroughs with. I don't know what it is about them. So that was a really exciting thing to see happen. And once again, 2 new brushes, 2 of my absolute favorites, and some new paint. And these colors were kind of fun. It's a primary cyan, alizarin crimson, and burnt umber. And they can make a very stylized palette, each of these. Burnt umber is one of my staples. I use it all the time. But these 2, the alizarin crimson and the primary cyan, are very intense. And you can use these with like other limited colors and make some really intense mixes. And then lastly, well, it's not lastly, this was the last box in the first chunk of them that I did. And then we made the next 4, which everyone is about to receive box number 5, I believe, which is the snowscape. I'm really excited for that. But this is the most recent that I've seen people receive and do the tutorial for. So this is a mountain scene. Once again, I repainted this like 3 times. I think I just wanted it to be great. So you get your print with as also a reference, and then your paper. And you get a big old brush. You get I think it's the chunkiest brush in the entire set. It is massive. And an angle brush, which I talk about why I started to love angle brushes, as well as 3 new colors. Well, actually, no, you don't get new, you get white again, because that is a very commonly used color and people were probably running out already. And then a blue and a black. So that was the first 4, which here's the original art for that one, which was kind of fun. I did that one. I can only find 2 of them. I mean, they're basically the same. So how many projects are there? And I know I've missed a few questions. After I kind of go through the boxes, I'll be in chat reading more questions. And I hope Craftomo isn't getting overwhelmed. But I'm like piling up my boxes over here, making a mess. Then, so I'm about to show you some that you haven't seen yet. The snowscape is the next one going out. I'm really excited about this one. And you get your art card, the reference, as well as paper, of course. And then you get a round brush and a filbert brush, which are really fun. I love these ones for doing like soft shapes, soft effects with gouache. And 2 new colors, the cerulean blue and a violet color. And I love using blues and purples, especially purples, for a hint of fun in a snowscape. So that's something we talk about in the tutorial. And it's kind of fun now because the next one you haven't seen. The next one is a sunset, but a very stylized way of painting sunsets. So in some of these, I talk more about like how to make things realistic. Hello. Both cats just came up, so we'll have a little cat intermission. And the sunset one is going to be fun because I'm going to talk about how I would paint it in a very stylized, painterly, expressive way. Not necessarily like your same old gorgeous, well, sunsets are always gorgeous to me. He's a little bit mad because he can't get on the desk. Yeah. This is Akira, by the way. He's a little Siamese boy, a little crazy boy. Would Sarah keep going for a second year? We're definitely gonna do the first year first. After I show you the first 8 boxes, I still need to record the last ones. But one thing I've been doing is recording them in like, he's like desperate to go play with Floki or to play with whatever's on my door. After the first 8, or sorry, what I like to do is do a few of the boxes, kind of start to see the feedback I'm getting from people, see how people are doing with the tutorials, maybe make adjustments if I need to, or if there's something that, if I'm getting a lot of the same question, I know that in the next tutorial I can kind of talk about things a little bit differently or go more in depth into something. So I also, with each tutorial, you get a tutorial page where I upload all my notes and I try to explain things more in depth, or maybe talk about like color mixing and just try to provide some kind of extra helpful stuff. I know, he's so big now. It's crazy. Actually, tomorrow? Monday, he's going in to get neutered, which means he's almost 6 months. And then soon after that, he will start to be harness trained. We're going to take him for little walks outside to ease him into it. Yeah, he's getting really big. So the sunset box, very stylized, really intense inspired by this place near me called Lossy Mouth. It's a beach I go to all the time, so you probably see it in my YouTube videos a lot. And unfortunately, I cannot find the original art for that one. I don't know if it's in a sketchbook or I don't know. I'll try to find it, but we have a soft cone. From our other two cats, we have a lot of different cones. And then, so for this box, you get another little skinny brush, which is really great for doing like tiny little seagulls in the sky or little waves in the distance or grasses and dunes and things. And then a big round brush again. Obviously it's not the same round brush, it's a different size. And two fun colors, primary magenta and a kind of deeper yellow. So these are awesome for sunsets. And my whole goal with the colors, like providing the colors, but also the color selection, was to give you tasters of different options. Because if you follow me for a while, you know that I prefer to paint with a limited palette. I pretty much always use 3 to 6 colors in a painting, or like I just always keep it very minimal. But that's not how I started. When I started, I chose colors. I like have a million tubes just to try it and to see what colors I like. So before I settled down on my limited palette, I wanted to see what was out there. So I think that's actually really important to like get a feel for some of the very common colors out there, to just before you limit yourself, to just get a good understanding of what's out there. So I chose as many of my favorite colors I've used over the years as I could. And then after that, we're going to dive into, so this is month 6. That would mean if you did the 6-month subscription, but you want to continue, I think Craft Amo is going to send out an email and offer you, or to allow you to continue it for another 6 months, so to give you the 12-month total. Otherwise, you know, if you decide later on, I don't think it's possible. So if you want to do the full 12 months, you'd have to do it at that point. So this one is a misty mountain, or like kind of misty mountain highland scene. And I'm going to do 2 tutorials for this one technically. It's going to be kind of a very loose, washy, watery version, as well as a more layered, thick version. So this is something I do all the time when I go outside. I paint like really quick, loose brush strokes, so I get a lot of dry brush in the mountains and the fields in the foreground. So this is one of the paintings we'll be doing for that month, along with, you get more paper and 2 really great brushes I use all the time, a bigger round brush and a angled brush, a little bit smaller, so this is great for more detail. And then 2 of my favorite colors, especially for like earthy tones, so yellow ochre and Prussian blue. These are so much fun. I will often just use these 2, maybe mix in a bit of burnt umber or black, maybe burnt sienna and white, and it is such a fun palette to play with. So we'll talk about that. So this is definitely more of like an earthy box, which I'm excited for. And I keep seeing people saying, oh, I just ordered, oh, I'm so excited to get my boxes. I am so excited you're joining me on this journey. I can already see a lot of people who, like, at the beginning message me saying, it's my first time doing this. I'm really nervous. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. And then over the months, they've been sending me their results, and it's incredible to see. So I know it can be a little nerve-wracking at first when you're just starting a new medium. Like gouache is a little bit finicky. But just stick with it. It is so good for your soul, I think. At least that's how I feel. Gouache, I know this is going to sound really corny, but gouache changed my life as an artist. I can talk about that more later. Lastly, or at the number 8 box, I think. Or no, wait. Did I miss a box? How many do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that was 7. That's right. Sorry. Someone in chat was probably yelling at me, Sarah, it's number 7. So this is number 7, which is why you get 2 tutorials. So the 7th month, you get a bonus tutorial as a thank you to those of you who are continuing your subscription through the 12 months. You'll also get another bonus tutorial on the 12th month. So that's like a double. You changed my life. No. And Ashley, your watercolors are fabulous. Like every time you post something, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're learning so much. Like it's incredible to see. So the final, or not the final, I keep saying that, the 8th month is one of my favorite things. And again, if you've been following me for a while, you know. Sand dunes and a beach scene, which we kind of do a little bit in some of the others, but this is like focusing on the sand dunes and colors in the sand dunes. And if you ever come to Scotland and you come to the coast, this is something you'll be painting. And so we have the art card and more paper in there. And then 2 fun brushes. One is a small detail round brush, and then a dagger, I think, yeah, dagger is what they're called. It's a really fun shape, which some of you are very familiar with those already. I don't use them often, but when I do, I have so much fun. And then we get a couple more earthy colors, but we'll be using, like in some of the tutorials, I'll say, okay, grab your color from month 2, and then we'll kind of add it in. But this month you get the burnt sienna and the Naples yellow, and then the primary white. So we'll probably grab like a magenta or something and pull it into that, and maybe cerulean blue or something like that. Oh, and I forgot to show you some of the original art for those, because of my my desk is already a disaster. I'll have to take a photo after this and send it to you guys. So this was the original sand dune. And this was one of the original mountains. I mean, they basically look the same as what's in the box. Oh, wait, it's the sunset. I thought I lost this. Okay, so yeah, there's the original. It was just stuck together, I think, with a couple of these. And that's it for the first 8. That's what I have with me. I'm already making the concepts for the last 4 boxes. And of course, as those get closer, I'll be making the tutorials, but I'll be including or adjusting my instruction based on the feedback I'm getting. This is my little sketchbook, which I show in the tutorials a lot. These are all of the, like, we do the sketch together and then we do the color concepts. So both of these kind of show the process. And, oh, excuse you, don't be playing with things right now. It's too loud. Here you go. He's like, but I want to be involved. It's Akira time. Yeah. So yeah, we show the, no one's going to be paying attention to me now. We show the sketches and the color concepts for the, I'm so distracted, can you tell? Does any artist have a clutter-free desk? Not me. This is another thing we do sometimes where we do the sketch. Ooh, nope, not back there. This is a bad idea. But he just kind of like sneaks around and quietly gets into mischief, and before I know it, it's too late. Aren't you the sweetest though? Yeah. Are you the sweetest? Did you get it? Sorry. I can't help it. So we do a little sketch, and then we do some color notes, and I talk about, well, I think in a couple of the tutorials I talk about how I label my color notes to keep track of things. So, you know, planning out your colors for the painting. Okay, back up here. Computer screen. Hi. He's getting sleepy, I think. The sketchbook portion is very helpful. People who's starting out, don't skip this step. Laura, the thing is, for years, I didn't know that. I didn't do that. I skipped that step. I just dove straight into painting the thing. And it was often very overwhelming. And I didn't even know it was overwhelming. I was just like doing it. But now that I've kind of come up with my system of, choosing my subject, doing the sketch, maybe multiple times, and then doing the colors, that has helped me transform my art, there he goes, way faster than I ever expected. And also just gain a deeper understanding of things. And I don't think I'm very system oriented, but maybe I am. I just do what works in the moment. But it is starting to help when I'm doing this consistently. And that's what I'm really loving about the boxes is people sending me emails or messages on Patreon or something with screenshots or photos of their desk where they have 4 different sketches, 4 different color mixing options, and then 1 or 2 of the final painting and explaining what they learned in it. And that's just so amazing to see. And I wish I had done that from the very beginning years ago. You skipped it in one box and had you noticed it made a difference. Yeah, it does. I mean, let's be honest, we're not always going to do our homework. And when I'm outside, I often get there and I'm excited and overwhelmed by what I see, and I just dive right into painting. And every time I'm I wish I had just taken 10 minutes to do this sketch or a little value study beforehand. But we live and learn. Let's add one more thing to my pile. Okay, so I think my desk is now, well, you can't really see, but it is absolutely covered. And these are some of the brushes you're getting in the 12 months. Oop. You will get more than this by the end of the 12 months. I already did a full swatching video of the gouache that's included in all the boxes, so you can go back into find my playlist and go to the swatching playlist, and you'll see it in there. Because, if you're interested in that, it's kind of fun to see. It's also a very discovery happy video. Sketch is key. Yeah. The boxes have been stacking up. Oh, Debbie, you're not the only one. I've had a lot of people posting the first box still, saying I finally got around to it. And it's take your time. Maybe people are waiting until they have a bit more time in their schedule, and then they do all 4 or all 5, whatever, or many at once. And it's a fun week. So if you've just come in and you missed the announcement, I recommend just going back and watching this video again because we talked about it all already. But I am going to just kind of try to catch up with chat now. And if I miss saying hello, I'm sorry. Hello. I wanted to dive straight into the info because I know what people's attention spans are like. I get it. Oh, he's back. Ready to distract. I wanted to mention with the little clear, he's somewhere in this shelf, you guys. Hey, mister. As long as I don't hear a crash. This little clear palette has a specific use. Basically, maybe you don't know, but most of you probably know, I often paint on toned paper, beige paper. It's my favorite sketchbook style of painting. And the problem is a lot of times my mixing tray is white. So I'm mixing on a white tray and then I'm putting that paint on a beige piece of paper. And it's a weird thing that has to happen in your brain for you to see those mixes the same. So what's really useful is to have a clear mixing tray and put whatever paper you're painting on, put a piece of that paper underneath the tray. So if I was painting on black paper, I would put my tray on top of black paper, and now whatever I mix on here is going to match what it'll look like on the paper better. I hope that made sense. It's a bit weird to explain. So I'll put a piece of beige paper under this, or I'll clip it to like one side of the beige sketchbook and then paint on the other side. And that really, really helps me. Or you could just put white paper under it, whatever, or just put it on your desk. Kira. Wait. You see him? Excuse you? No. No. Those are my brushes. Wait. No. Oh, I swear. This kid. Wait. Come here. See, the problem is if I shut my door, he makes a huge fuss and starts digging at it. And then I hear like crashes in the kitchen downstairs, or he goes crazy in the other rooms, and it makes it worse. So at least I can grab him if I need to in here. He wants a brush. I don't want him to have a brush though. Here, I'll just distract him. So, how's it going? It's like, oh God. You are such a little mischief-er. I totally paid him to be here and be cute on stream, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, typical cat. If a door is shut, it is the end of the world with a cat. Isn't it? I know. He's just an upside down kitty now. Oh, but he's a beautiful, beautiful boy. Heart and soul and cute. He kills me with cuteness. Yes. Okay, I know I probably missed some questions and things. I ever use gray tone paper? Not really. I think I had a sketchbook and I finished it, but I just like the warmth of a beige sketchbook. Sorry. Just holding him here so he doesn't have a chance to jump on anything. Yeah, I like the warmth of a beige sketchbook, the look of it underneath my gouache, and the way that the white pops off the page. I actually prefer darker beige paper, but not a lot of sketchbooks are made like that. Yes. So I often use craft paper, like really cheap craft paper. Oh, he wants the desk. Okay, out you go. Out you go. Let's see if this works. That's a 10 out of 10 cat right there. Okay. So, as I said, the link is in the description. Hopefully, if you wanted one over the last few months, you were on the wait list and you got a notification already. I'm probably going to send out a newsletter blast tomorrow. So y'all are getting first dibs. My Patreon and you are getting first dibs on these boxes. So they're open for order. They will pretty much ship immediately or pretty soon after, which is really exciting. I think that's going to be a much better customer experience. And then I think we're going to keep making them, but I'm not 100% sure. I think we at least made a good batch this time, and then hopefully whoever was waiting for one will get one. Kind of like I did with the brushes. But now there is a set of these 7 gouache, my original 7 gouache brushes are available indefinitely over on Craft Almo's page. Oh, another question I was getting a lot. The paper that is included in the gouache boxes is 100% cotton watercolor paper. It is Craft Almo brand. Craft Almo makes it. So you can order more there. Also, if you happen to run out of your gouache at any point, you can, I mean, it's Shinhan Professional Designers Gouache. It's one of my favorites. And Jackson's Art sells it. Or, you know, you can mix and match with other brands. That's not a big deal. I do it all the time. I have lots of different brands that I use all the time. But I just find it's for the value, for the money you can buy for gouache these days. Shinhan is it performs incredibly, and its pigmentation is really strong, and it doesn't get like chalky looking after it dries, which some brands do. I'm holding the brushes for some reason. Oh my god, I just heard a big crash. What was that? Oh, okay. And I don't know about any places in the US that you can order the Shinhan. If someone knows about it, please let me know, or put it in the comments or in the chat, because I think Jackson's does ship worldwide, but you might have to wait longer or pay extra for shipping. But maybe Shinhan will expand into more stores and it'll become available to everyone more easily. I know. Kudos to Craftamo for getting us that partnership with Shinhan Gouache, because like I had tried it beforehand and I was really happy with it, and couldn't, like, we were looking at all these different brands to work with, and when they said they got Shinhan to work with us, I was like jumping for joy. I was so happy because, you know, I honestly wouldn't have done this project unless we could use really high quality gouache, because it does make a difference with your experience. The paper obviously does a little bit, but not so much as much with watercolor. But the gouache itself is key. So I wouldn't want to have you guys using anything I personally wouldn't use. Oh, you have Shinhan watercolors. Cool. Actually, I don't think I've tried the watercolors. So I am gonna end the stream in like 20 minutes or so, and I have a video premiering right after that for, it's a sketchbook tour actually. It's not this sketchbook, but I did buy another version of the sketchbook. This time I bought it without spirals though. I'm gonna test the small size out. But it's my beige paper sketchbook, so there's gonna be a sketchbook tour up on my channel the second we end the stream. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. And the paintings in the sketchbook tour you're gonna watch, a lot of them, if not most of them, the gouache ones, were made with my brushes and the gouache that are in these boxes. So that's fun. Hey Sketches! Almost missed it. Well, I recommend watching this video again, if not just to see Akira. If you missed it. I mean, let's be honest, that's why anyone's here. I did see the PWC were on, was it on sale recently? I've seen so many art sales popping up and I'm trying to resist because I am currently overflowing with art supplies at the moment. I have like 8 or 9 sketchbooks going at once. I have, you know, all of my gouache, all of my my Craftamo brushes, they're pretty much all I use, so I never need to buy brushes. My gouache bin back here is packed full. It's a good problem to have, because it means that I go through these times where I just want to paint nonstop, and then other times where I don't touch a single thing for like a week. But then that gets my excitement again, and I'm like, okay, the next week I want to pick everything up and play. A week painting in Sicily. Oh my goodness, Jeff. That sounds so dreamy. I would absolutely love to do that someday. I do want to quickly mention that I am teaching 2 workshops here in Scotland. They're already booked up. I think there might be 1 space left in the July one, but the whole reason I'm telling you is because I want to keep doing it. So next year in 2025, I'm going to plan a couple more. If anyone wants to come to Scotland and paint with me, it'd be really fun. And then I'm also going to be teaching a workshop in France, which I'll have like information about that separately. But yeah, I definitely want to paint in France. I want to paint in Italy. There's a lot of places I want to paint. Switzerland. If anyone knows anyone who lives over there and wants to host an artist, I'll sleep in a tent in your garden. I'm not picky. A dream for me. I know, that is a dream. The thing is, I get really overwhelmed with the idea of going to these places because I've built them up in my head so much. And I know when I'm there and I'm looking around, I'll be overwhelmed by the beauty and excitement and inspiration. And I'll feel that feeling of, you know, how does anyone ever have this feeling of FOMO almost, where you see something and you're like, oh, that's amazing, I want to paint it. But then you're like, oh, what if I go like a little bit this way? This, or turn this corner and see this next building. What if I want to paint that more? And then you just keep going and you never actually sit down to paint. That happens to me all the time. Like literally yesterday, I got home from a 50-mile bike ride. The last 2 days I was cycling along the coast for, it was separated into 2 days, obviously. I'm not that fit. I can't do 50 miles in one day. But the first day I did one sketch, I think, in the entire 18 miles. And then the next day, the rest of the miles, I did 3. But it was so hard. Decision paralysis. Exactly, Pat. Yeah. Like it's almost like you have too many choices, so you never make a choice. But it's this feeling of, oh, if I just go like one more mile to that cliff, maybe there'll be an even better view. Because when you sit down to paint, you do take a lot of time and effort, and then you might see something and feel like you missed out if you couldn't sketch it because you didn't leave yourself enough time. Anyway, I'm rambling on about this. I'm going to post a video about this journey, by the way, the coastal journey. I painted in some amazing places in the last 2 days. It was incredible, but I'm very tired still. When I got home yesterday at 10 p.m., from the train, I took my bike. Basically, I rode from Aberdeen down to Montrose, kind of doing some windy way, and mostly along the coast. But I didn't get to the train until I didn't get home from the train because I took the train back with my bike until 10 p.m. And yeah, I'm still exhausted. But I already want to do it again. I want to go on the coast towards Inverness next time. Also, everyone go follow my brother Patrick in chat. He does gems and geology and really smart videos. Also with shopping. Well, yeah, that's one thing with photos. I do take an insane amount of photos and videos. I make YouTube videos, so I'm always taking videos of things, but the videos I find sometimes show things a little bit better. So if you're taking video of water or sky, especially, I find, or reference, a photo will show things okay, but a lot of times the video, you can like pause the video and see something a little bit better. At least I find that, especially if I'm just using like my iPhone, because phone photos tend to either darken the shadows too much or lighten the highlights too much. So I use my video a lot for that, for reference later. Yeah, that's a good question, Craft Ammo. For those of you who have already been receiving the boxes, what has been your favorite? I know at the beginning a lot of people said their wave box was their favorite. That was a fun one because we were just like flicking the brush with the white paint to get that splash. And I know that's one of my favorite parts of sketching the coast, is doing the wave thing. And also the splatter, like splattering the white on there. You do smart videos too? I guess, in a different way. Yes, the photo versus video thing, it works really well, especially for water, because I take a lot of videos of water, waves crashing or waterfalls or whatever it is. And I don't know, photos it's different. I can't pick a favorite, yeah. Well, yeah, and we try to focus on something a little different in each one, at least I do, in terms of like the teaching focus, so that it's never repetitive. And I just want to leave you with enough tools that you can use, or techniques that you can apply to anything you want. So like not just painting the box, not just painting what's in the box, but painting anything. any subject you find. That's my ultimate goal with any kind of tutorial I do ever. That's what I want. I don't want to just teach people how to copy a thing. I want to teach the why so that you can apply it to whatever you want. The Highlands can be pretty lengthy to travel, so it's 2 trains and a bus for me. I'm just catching up on chat, although I should probably hold it closer. We have like 9 minutes left. So does anyone have any last minute questions or topics? I'm trying to think what's coming up on YouTube. I'm going to be sharing the video of the coastal journey. I'm going to be doing much more plein air painting because it's getting so nice out. Let me see if I can flip you around. This is my view. Can you see how sunny it is? It's just really bright currently. But it's gorgeous lately. Everything is blooming. My garden is flourishing. And it's just constantly pulling me outside to paint. So I will be doing a lot more of that. The sunset box sounds awesome. I am excited for that one too. Yeah. I know, Sue Ellen, a lot of people do that. I've had a lot of people message me asking if they can screenshot my videos to paint from, which I'm like, yeah, that's fine. If it was like a piece of photography, if it was a photo I took that I was trying to like sell as prints and things, that would be different. But if it's a screenshot from one of my videos, yeah. Your apartment's looking like a gallery. Nice. Yeah, it's pretty lush here already. I mean, April is like, this year was crazy. Constant rain, snow even, hail. But then it seemed like as soon as May hit, it was summer. Even though I know it's not technically summer until later. But it was just lush and green and everything exploded with life. And we have sun. I can't tell you how amazing it feels to have sun. Excuse you. Oi, I hear that. Akira, come here, baby. Let's see if he'll say goodbye. So my last thing, I guess, is to check out the link in the description if you want to order the boxes. Get your hands on one before they're sold out this time. And I'm excited for the next few boxes to go out. I can't wait to see what you all create. What's my favorite? Oh, I just saw a question. What palette are you using at the moment for gouache? Mostly using my portable painter. Well, I use a few different palettes. Oh, actually, that reminds me. I am going to be making or finishing a video soon about my favorite plein air gear. So like whatever I love taking outside with me for different settings. So there's a lot of different palettes, a lot of different materials, and I use them all for very specific reasons. So I'm working on that video. It was supposed to go out like 2 weeks ago, but I want it to be good. And now that it's nice out, it'll be much better to film outside for the rest of that. You could stay with me. It's February is spring there. Excuse me. Email me. The monthly one will definitely continue unless you cancel it. Yes. Excuse me. I'm not dying. It's okay. I'm doing live painting on my tutorial. Oh, on my YouTube. I do live monthly paint-alongs on my Patreon page. Oh gosh. Excuse me. I have something like stuck in my throat. This is a great way to end the stream. I'm like dying over here. It makes it memorable, right? That time that Sarah died on stream. My new hand tattoo. Oh yeah. I mean, I've shown it in some videos, I think. I just like how they kind of complete each other. When I'm dual wielding my brushes. This is going to be the thumbnail of this video. That was awkward. Okay, I think we're about to wrap up the stream. And then I'm going to go see what the heck mischief he's getting into because I hear a lot of crashing downstairs. Okay. The gamer in me is hyped. Oh yeah, I mean, way back in the day, I was doing like Halo tournaments and all sorts of stuff. That's how I found Twitch, and that's how I got started to stream, and that's how I got into art, and it all snowballed into what it is now. So it was a pleasure to work with you. It was a pleasure to work with you. It sounds so formal. It's been wonderful. Honestly, this project has been so fun, so fulfilling. Just like I said, seeing what you guys post when you do the tutorials is the best feeling. It's wonderful. And yes, a special thank you to everyone who has purchased any of the boxes. I mean, that support means it means the world to me. Through your learning, you buying the tutorials and the boxes is supporting my journey as an artist, which means I can continue making cool things like this and making YouTube videos and sharing this passion with everyone. So thank you. Thank you all. Years passed. Oh. How did you lose me? I don't know where I went. Anyway, I am going to end the stream in a minute, unless Akira decides to join and then I get distracted for 10 minutes. I can hear him destroying something on the... I want to like go see what he's doing. I'm like, oh, I know I'm going to walk downstairs and there's going to be like glasses on the floor and shredded paper. My backpack is going to have a hole in it. It's fine. All right. I think that's it. I showed the things. So if you missed the announcement or the beginning of the video, I recommend going back and watching that. There was a lot at the beginning. I was showing a lot of stuff. So now I get to go clean all this up. And I am going to head out. I'm going to go make dinner and see what mischief these boys got up to. So thank you all very much for being here. I'm about to premiere a new video on my channel. If you want to stick around and watch that, I'll be in the chat of that video hanging out. So it's a sketchbook tour. I hope it inspires you to go out and sketch and keep painting. All right, we're gonna end. Thank you all so much. This is like that awkward moment at the end of a live Zoom conference call when you're like, okay, bye. Oh God, where's the end button? Okay, bye.